Hello. Alright, it's late as hell, but I already had to sleep some of this shit off earlier, so I'm all fucked up. Tomorrow is a mulligan, I guess. Tomorrow basically already paid to die. God damn it, man. I wish this crap was a good run. I apologize for anything. I do not get away from the microphone. I'm doing my best. Yeah, I thought it was total as well. That shit blindsided me. It's crazy. This is truly just ball the fuck out to your heart's content as hard as you can, as well as you can. I think this shit's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be different. I like to be clear, is Attackron dead? Yes. I don't think that necessarily means I'm getting to go back to how I was playing before Rorocrons came in. This is probably still going to be pretty fucking different. But at least now it seems like it may be a lot more interesting, which is all I can really hope for. Is my shift key like a breaking? What is happening? Wait. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all are rolling well. So far, the most common criticism I've seen is, God, I wish there was a hotkey, so I'm sure we'll be there very quickly. Alright. I did also realize... I wasn't feeling hot by the end of that stream. I was kind of just trying to get the fuck out of there ASAP. We did have to do a 3-3 draft, so I did a little bit of that off stream just to, like, try to get ready for this. As well as made a loose shopping list, although I looked at how things ended up and I was like, I don't know if this feels entirely accurate. I don't know if it's worth putting on screen. But, I mean, more or less, it doesn't actually matter what choices we make. I guess. Alright, this is literally like infinite retries, more or less. Wait, is the cash not lowered? I thought the cash was lowered. Or is it only lower on rerolls? We do want a decent amount of dark side speed buffs. As we talked about earlier today, I was kind of stunned at how dark side centric my defense is. $10% of cost? Got it. Are we looking for dark side healer at all? Not that I'm aware of. You gotta go, man. Dark side attackers, we are looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially. Ew. Alright, fuck off. Do we want... I know I do want... Dark speed, attack, tenacity. Who is that down for? It's on the list, I'm gonna pick it, but I also need to, like, fact check myself. Dark speed, attack, tenacity. Is that Jabba? I don't think Jabba really cares about dark speed that much. I will pick it and then double check. Grandmother's. It was well, but Grandmother's, I don't think like Grandmother's tenacity is not a bad angle by any means. Luckily I did this all. Okay. Luckily or unluckily, I didn't do this entirely scientifically, but okay, we're just gonna like. This is 5. Okay, so which one was it? Dark Speed Attacker Tenacity was 23. Oh. Yeah, that's reasonable. That's reasonable, I think. Okay. Okay, so maybe we are working on the Marincron? Seems to be. Because more or less the idea, right, is attacker ally attacks at a turn. So that should work on Towson lead, right? Like, that's not shabby. I don't know if I ever need to be a bit worried. Should we go back to Ampeg? No, but Ampeg I also didn't like because it was feeding the Marin protection regen a little bit too much. I mean, if it's attacker Kron Jabba, maybe speed up could feed attacker Kron a bit, but it's a more reasonable number that I don't think we have to be terrified of that. Like, we will have to respect that. That will put pressure on Marin, but it's not a death sentence, which is feels like about how it should be, broadly. Wait. Our Jabba is just going to be max rolling potency. What's a Jabba possibly throwing down? This alone was plus 150. I mean, it's 150 versus 90. 100 versus 70. 70 versus 50. What's the best Atacron build for the Queen Amidala team? Would you like me to build it? Wow, we made it. Good enough. Ironically, this fucker is almost naturally rolling itself. And he did. This might be a see if it's possible to make a macro angle. God, fuck you. Man! Fine. Different ground. Different ground. It's fine. Different ground. It's fine. You thought we want to support for QAers and attackers still? I am trending towards attacker just because support doesn't benefit the decoy. It would. I mean, what are the Queen Amidala cases where Pow gets directly pressured while the decoy is still alive? It's kind of the logic. Support was stacking off on buffs. Honestly, I kind of need to reread the non-long shit. Support ability block could be sleeper in some spots. Trending towards support was stacking offensive buffs. I do not know what you're talking about. Or are you talking about level 3? This is just way too slow. This is way, way, way too slow. Did you make sense of some crit chance of that quad background? I'm not done. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Alright. So more or less what we were looking for. You want almost all crit damage, but you want to make sure that the Datacron grabs enough crit chance. Like, you want to know... So this is assuming that we're talking about Queen Amidala with, like, at least a 4-man team. It changes... Like, if you're just running either 3v3 or 3-man, I would just say go full crit damage, probably. But if you're running Cam, then I assume that you're interested in running Qui-Gon for damage. So you need to make sure that your Qui-Gon is getting to 100% crit chance. So one of your rolls, because you're not going to fucking have 100% Qui-Gon crit chance from mods alone, one of your rolls really wants to be crit chance, unless you're just gambling that you're going to fucking slam them. Amidala does do vulnerable sometimes, but it's not consistent. But yeah, broadly, just looking for crit damage, looking for bulk level 3. Maybe in some spots you'll feel that you want LSTM for whatever reason. But broadly, keep in mind that light side bulk, if you're running Qui-Gon with Cam, is a fuck ton of extra damage on top. Like, so if you're asking, hey, what's the priorities for in a normal set where you don't have infinite rerolls? Crit damage is best. Crit chance, you want the bare minimum to help your Qui-Gon crit consistently. Health is fine if you see it, because health, of course, is also increased by this. I run Cam for TW2. As a policy, I do not discuss TW. Just the way shit is. You think I'm sleeping on the stacking offense a little bit? This, if you are using Kia de Mundi, gives you what? So 5% offense. I'm not even going to talk about mods. We're going to do base values just to make life easy enough. But keep in mind that their health ramps like fucking crazy as well. But if we're just talking base, Cam says 10% of your health becomes offense, right? Why did I open Padawan Obi-Wan instead of Qui-Gon? You take CD over Armor Pen? Yeah, that is... I only realized a few minutes ago how fucking crazy that's going to be in this set. Okay, here's what you need to know. Every character has a different armor penetration value, and most characters do not have good armor penetration values. So if we're talking topical to this team, let's just take a random old unit. Jedi Anakin. He is a strength attacker. Strength attackers, as a part of their whole shtick, get a armor pen. Right? Base armor pen, 320. A number around like 200, 300, 400, 500 is a good to decent number to consider giving armor pen on. Broadly, I would still imagine that crit damage is better, just because that's how things tend to math out. But basically, the higher that value is, the better the value that armor pen is giving you. Here's what you need to know. Here's what you need to know. A 400% increase to armor penetration on Padawan Obi-Wan. Puts him at what, 500? Now, if I just open a character, like I remember Dark Trooper being an example of this. Yeah, Dark Trooper is 419. Omega is a character that I use all the time. Let's go look at Omega. So, when we talk about armor penetration, are you telling me your entire Datacron budget you want to spend all of those stats turning a character with 100 base pen into slightly higher than Omega's base armor penetration? Armor pen is just a massive nuke trap stat in almost every case. Now, exceptions to this, I would say, we pointed out a couple characters with high. Brutus, I think, is a modern example of a character who can make pretty happy use of it. He is a strength attacker. He has the armor pen. 363 is like a little bit low for a strength attacker, I feel like, but it's still fine enough. Plus, the motherfucker gets, stacking armor pen on top, whatever the lead slot takes damage. Like, okay, so every time SLK does a swipe, or Rey does an AoE, you're incrementing that on top. Like, Brutus is a character who will make solid, respectable use of armor pen. Plus, you could easily argue, with the profit stacking on top, the armor pen might just invest more into profit than just grabbing more crit damage on top. I only make happy use of armor pen over CD. I don't entirely remember his numbers. Yeah. I mean, this does true damage. But yeah, broadly, I mean, he fits the criteria, right? You would have to, I would defer slightly to, there are people who have damage calculators. I even made, a basic one of these. But it's, well, let's see. Defense armor calc. Okay, let's say a unit with 83% base gets 150% armor. And 537 gets 400%. Yeah, I mean, my calculator spits out the pre and post numbers, but it doesn't necessarily. Oh, wait, no, it does, actually. I forgot I added that. To me, it looks like the calculator is still benefiting crit damage, but take that with a grain of salt. I'm not 100% confident in the creation of this calculator. I'm not the biggest spreadsheet whiz. But broadly, just as a general rule of thumb, that has always been true. The idea of crit damage being better than armor pen. There are exceptions to that. There are case studies on that. There are use cases where armor pen takes out. But if you don't know and you don't feel like going through the trouble of pinging Flare Boot to tell you what's better, or I can find a damage code. I don't know if there's a publicly accessible one. Flare Boot has one. I know Lacey has probably had one. I have my one that I'm not entirely confident in. But as a default rule of thumb, when in doubt, probably go crit damage. If you want, you can hazard a guess at okay, this guy has 537 armor pen, so probably giving that 400% armor pen would probably be fine. Right? Literally, a Padawan Obi-Wan with 400% armor pen has the same armor pen as a base value LV. Now that's whether or not you even should give LV damage, which I don't know, man. I think LV's just cooked. I think Maz. They printed 2 or 3 hard counters to LV. There is just nowhere for him to go, I feel like. If I do try it, it would maybe just be with heavy health plus support. just to try to kind of be a pain in the ass for mons, but even then, that seems pretty unlikely. You can't just print a character that says, hey, we do 3 times damage, and not have consequences to that. 3 times damage with... Or sorry, technically it's 4 times damage is what I should be saying. With bonus true damage on top. It's just like, what are you talking about? I don't know where... Which one was it? I thought it would be here. Oh, this is it. Yeah, basically, like, the ideal Qui-Gon Kron is going to be something like this. You try to get crit damage on the last one. Because, yeah, the thing you need to know is defense scales way the fuck harder than armor pen. 400% armor pen versus 400% defense does not even remotely come close to breaking even. That shit is extremely one-sided. Armor pen as a stat just does not do its job successfully. Which is why I feel pretty secure in investing in defense as a stat, because unless CG starts printing a bunch of kits that negate defense, that's just good. You just have to hold it. Drogon has an AP of 73. I believe Drogon might be special, so you would have to look at his Resi pen, but crucially, this static run set is armor pen, not defense pen, right? I want to say that means it only applies to the physical side. Well, that's not helpful. Motherfucker, stop. Just... Okay, that seems like soft confirmation, right? Yeah, so... Because it is armor pen, not resistance penetration, and not defense penetration, which I think just gives you both. Now we look at Drogon. Yeah, special damage, right? So his pen, still 130, right? So even if it was pen, it wouldn't be all that great. Yeah, you would prefer crit damage. I have an idea what I'm building for Treya. Holy fuck, man, I should have labeled my shopping lists. Perhaps was a bit hasty or rushed. What did I put down? Cell 11. Dark side speed, support. I put down protection. I feel like you could go a few ways with it. I mean, protection or crit damage would probably be the main ones, maybe a little bit of crit chance. Like, you could try going the health route if you want for your Treya, depending on what you expect to be used against it. Like, I guess possibly if I expect C to get used, then I should not do protection, just so that he gets less stat steal to make him more killable. I don't know. I mean, for Treya on offense, I would definitely prefer crit damage. For Treya on defense, it would really depend on what people are defaulting to. Let me incite myself. Me through defense. Trey. What are people using? They're using Bane. They're using Bad Batch, which is interesting. Bad Batch would not give a fuck about protection at all. That is a shout towards health. Crit damage as a stat would also not really matter as well. It would help get through Wrecker, but then past that, literally a dead stat. Sith Eternal people are using as well. Okay, probably it's not protection then, right? Asked and answered. So probably leaning towards health. Do I prefer going something like all protection, all health grounds for scrolls like LV Ray, Ahsoka Tano? LV, I'm just not convinced that there's a good answer to either way. I don't think you can outdamage Maz if the Maz decides that you aren't going to kill her, and I don't think you can outlast her either. For, like, Rey or Ahsoka, I'll focus on Ahsoka, because she's probably... I mean, Ahsoka's hard countered by Leia as well, though. I don't know. I mean, if you're going something like Support Run with Ahsoka, I would probably default health there. Although there is an argument to be made that you shouldn't go health because we already know that Leia tends to win on the Outlast. Like, if you're going health, you're probably more in like a tank Chron Ahsoka, right? Where you're just trying to make her... Like, you're probably considering R10 with, like, really good defense mods if you're trying to go that route and, like, really play that shit up. But in 5v5, I feel like the odds of... In 3v3, that is, like, Ahsoka, full timeout, R10, good defense, high health, stat, tank Chron is probably some decently real shit. And just, like, a you can't kill me twice in 5 minutes sort of way. 5v5, I think Leia could probably kill you in 5 minutes. But yeah, I think I'm probably gonna default support Chron first. I know people were talking about it the past week that support Chron was already seemingly disproportionately affecting Leia versus Ahsoka. It was... Holy fuck, people yap too much on my server. Why can't we all just shut up for a day? I'm not gonna be able to... Yeah, Fabi was on my server yesterday talking about Leia had like 50% in week 1 versus Ezra Huyang. I mean, my assumption would be that ambush would stop the protection up, right? Or at least if it wasn't, that sounds like a bug. Vision up, tenacity up, kind of who cares? I mean, it's probably just gonna be for the stealth dispel, right? That it makes the fight more chaotic, probably. So if that's the angle, I think support Chron with crit damage might actually make sense if you're just like, but fuck, dude, the Leia squad gets so much crit avoidance. Yeah, I'm bothering you. What's up? You look so indignant. I think for Ahsoka, I could definitely lean crit damage. Also, are the old Crons cheaper? They are. God, where were those guys 5 minutes ago? Hi. Fuck, you're a good roll, but not the right Chron. Fuck you. Just... easy game. Wait, is it stupid? I mean, you might as well accept it. But should you just keep re-rolling until you see the one that you're going to get? Is it actually just a waste of time to accept incremental gains? It just... Look, I'm sure I'll get over it in roughly 5 minutes, but for now, I have a hard time not saying yes to upgrades. Is there a hotkey to accept? What are we working on? I basically have just started. There is a long list of which mostly just been chatting with people about how stuff works and what ideas to pursue and what ideas to avoid. I'm not gonna bore you all hunting for 1% protection. I can do that on my own time. Isn't that just what I'm doing with like 3% protection instead? Alright, well, fuck it, man. It's good enough. Let's move on. Let's get out of here. Where were we? See, the problem is there's a very real argument to be had that if we just go full tenacity and they go full attack or full damage, they could, like, this is the thing, right? When it comes to Ennis versus Java, people are just kind of underexplored on dealing with it, and there are some pressures that I have been aware of for years that nobody has really exploited me on. You can fork Night Sisters. And not like fork them as imposing multiple teams. You can fork them with your game plan. So we should do that with our job, actually, now that I'm talking about it. Let us do that on our end. But yeah, the mods will have to follow suit. But this really wants me. I mean, we do need dark speed. We need the like head counts. How many dark side chronos do I have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many are on the list? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Really? I mean, I was already blindsided. Like, look at my fucking GSC defense for how many dark side teams are there, right? Look at this shit. Dark, dark, dark. Dark, dark. 5 out of 8. 7 out of 11. And this isn't even really here. Well, no, weakest Cron still exists. Fuck, dude. I mean, are we obligated to just continue running weakest? I don't even know if I'm posting Zoring. Let's see. This might not be as dark. 2 out of 5. 5 out of 10. Yeah, as I figured. It used to be more dark centric, but things change. GM not on defense, Balon not on defense. Alright. Where were we? Good roll. Also a good roll. What are we looking for on this one? We are looking for dark speed, support, health. Are there any dark speed support protections? Yes, there are. Alright, we'll do protection since it's already pretty protection heavy. God damn, you're nice, though. If you tell me you're a crit damage Cron, well, damn, I never thought of it that way. Maybe you're right. Motherfucker! It's a protection Cron. I'm so sorry. Time! You're just fucking with me now. just... Please. Oh! Almost. Feel so responsible to get ARPA and then roll it again because it could be 5% higher. You could kill a Victorian child with this number of rerolls. We should have just kept rolling, probably. Or did me accepting it make the 9% show up? Yep. Good enough. Let's get out of here. What is this one to be? Need a couple of dark speed attacker CD in. How am I building my LV? In his finest suit in a coffin. Do we need health? Dark speed attacker health is on the lists. For whom I do not know. Oh! Almost. God, I was so fucking scared. Man! Man! Where were you all earlier? I don't think I've done anything this degenerate ever since, like, fucking Monster Hunter Charm re-rolling. Easy game. I perhaps should be crossing them out as I do them, huh? Perhaps. There's gotta be a better way to do this. Okay, this needs to be like coloring cells. Probably. Okay, what else have we done? We did First Speed Attacker Tenacity. We got that. I got a decent respect for this one. Like, we used it for QA to beat Ahsoka once, but... Light side bulk crit damage. This is the QA one. You look like an old Grun. You have 29.99% protection. No, this was an old Cron. This was a new Cron that I saw the insane protection roll and got the fuck out of dodge. So I can come back to it later. LCM attacker protection. I'm on the gaze. This one just knows. This one's just like, yeah. Just hit the button. I'll do the rest. I'll fix it later. Should I, like, lock the ones that are certified on the lists? But that kind of means I should unlock some of the ones that aren't, right? What is a better way to do this? Alright. That was all of them, right? Okay. You are an old one. Unfortunately, backing out to change it makes it harder to track. Oh, you are an old Kron, but you are basically a new Kron. I'm not gonna hunt for 0.8 protection right now. What the fuck am I doing? Yeah, you're cool. You can hang. Marin Kron. Okay. So we are at about 6 Krons off the lists. I think I'm gonna do my Leia one next. Bulk, support, BD. Good enough. Dude, I'm already starting to go into the fucking head empty, just like trying to go through the motions. Whoopsie. Does she benefit more from support over the Tankron? Well, from the past couple weeks, it looks like support Cron Leia is putting, or support Cron. Wait, was they incorrect calling it the Leia This is the anti-Leia Cron. This is the Ahsoka Cron. Apologies. I mean, do we want bulk for Ahsoka or TM? I imagine we probably would like TM for anti-Grey Mothers. We're already kind of leaning aggressive, right? I think that makes sense. Don't ask why. Don't care. Who did we have on the list already? Just a cross check. Number 12. Well, that can't be right. That was for, what did I have down for Ahsoka? Okay, the numbering system is apparently rapidly falling apart. What is happening? Fuck it, I'm just putting down one extra. Perhaps the system was a little bit slapdash for the sake of speed. I guess you are a health crone? So you have told me. already in the menu. Wait, what am I? Why am I picking? Dude, my brain is melting. We'll fix it in post. Dark side support health. Done. I forgot to mark it. I think we need to stop going through new crons and go through existing crons. We need to reconcile existing stock against the lists. Alright, we have an attacker, light side. We're looking for light side attacker CD, light side attacker CD, a team attacker CD, team attacker CD, team attacker CD. The problem is, I think if they re3 I want TM and 5v5 I want bulk. Alright. Left side attacker CD, check. Support, healer, tank. You appear to be ACD cron. Indeed you are. I would do it post stream, but it's low enough that it offends me. I didn't favorite it. What's the light side attacker tenacity cron for him? God damn, I really wish I labeled these squads. Who was it for? What cron build do I think JMK wants? I would just probably just default attacker with high health. Hey, what's up, Shadow? What's up, Busy? Yeah, just generic. Good survivability, bulk, of course. Bulk plus health, plus attacker. Get the attack at a turn value. Okay, this shit is eating at me. What the hell did I write that down for? It has to be on this list. Why? I have no answers. It wouldn't have been this. What about a good DR cron? Looks like you were already almost there. Now, see, the problem is if we slam crit damage and they try to go like Gungans, the crit damage will do literally nothing until the gen does. But I guess I were in tank run. After just taking JMK versus Jabba, I do not do that. We do Night Sisters. We have ourselves a light side attacker. Okay, before we continue, I'm gonna go back to the list and like read the list. It's driving me crazy now that I can't be 100% positive on the drafts. Insert one column left. Top, layup, bulk tank health. Do I agree? If the Ahsoka side is going to be more aggressive, well, okay. Here's what y'all need to know about support crown. As of right now, even if a squad has 2 supports, when one support dies, support crown seems to shut off, or at least the shielding does. I don't know if the stealth dispel does. So it's entirely possible that Leia should actually go crit damage just to try to race out General Syndulla. So the random perspective, I haven't actually done that one yet. I might amend it from health over to crit damage. Hondo, dark speed, support, TM, health. Oh, yeah. So, Hondo, at least in 3v3, God, we need 2 Hondo crowns, actually. In 3v3, the team is literally only supports, and support crown only benefits non-supports broadly, aside from, like, the stealth spell, but I don't think we really give a shit too much about that. I guess it might open up Dark Ray. But there might be some non-tech support shit that actually might be any kind of nice. Like, ability block might be nice. So there might be, like, a 5v5 and a 3v3 Hondo crown. Why does it keep adding a space? What's... Alright, so 5v5 Hondo. Is this like a dark speed, maybe attacker armor pen angle? Armor pen is very Brutus centric. How is the other boy? I don't expect to be running him, but just sheer curiosity. An okay amount. Is it attacker or is it support? I think I'm gonna go support. If it doesn't play out, we can always swap. It knows. Sitting in layout defense, that's what you went. Bull tank health. Yeah, that's a fine call. Maybe you might want to consider protection just in case they use Riva. What am I doing? I saw protection, so I rerolled and was about to put protection. We're doing armor pen. I'll try the armor pen angle just because he gets so much free crit damage. He does get a lot of pen. Normally I would just default crit damage though. Fuck, dude, the problem is that Brutus throws away his crit damage. I don't know if I feel good about doing this. I think I kind of want to just run crit damage anyway. Opponents mostly use banners. Okay, versus Leia. Do you have Hondo? You do not, gotcha. Man, it's fucking beckoning to me. We would call this an experiment. I'm so used to never running armor pen, I almost just passed it. So for support, there are a couple options. Like, ability block could be interesting. I was actually also thinking that support allies grant buffs to another ally could be decent, right? If Hondo is a team that just proactively takes a lot of turns as is, would this not kind of help make things more proactive? So I might give that a shot. The ability blocks certainly could be interesting sometimes. Like, you could imagine an SLK just getting repeatedly ability blocked, and that might fucking suck for them. Nah, I'll try the Dispel. You do get a lot of effective damage by getting rid of the Dark Ray AoE buff. Taking away their protection regen. Where was I? Or did I favorite it already? I must have. Yes. Okay. What am I using now for Ray? I don't know, man. I don't think it really matters what you run on Ray, to be perfectly honest. I think she's kind of just going to be beaten easily no matter what, unless your opponent makes mistakes. Which, like, the best way to make them make mistakes is possibly a question. It's just hard to be. It's the same thing with LV. It's hard to be motivated to theorycraft from such a losing position. You could always just do like a lazy Barris Cal GK, but that's just gonna die as Star Killer. Support Kron, yeah, fuck it. I've been saying it's fat fuck era. I will do a full ego check, right? Oh, yeah, we need to go back through the lists, finish the audit. Number 3, LSTM support, CD over CC equals health. That sounds like Ray. That was largely crit damage and crit chance for Ben with LSTM for more aggression. So technically there are two race lines. Either you go hyper fuck you bulk with support, or you go LSTM with crit damage and crit chance with Ben, just to try to blow people up. I feel more inclined to go support health now, I think, as we're having this conversation. Let's go ahead and make it. Hello? Anyone? Thank you. A premise like this sort of demands a speedless high armor cow, I think. Okay, let's try it on Babatch. I was gonna throw up Array, but oh, is there a stealth bug going on? Weird. Why is it only him? What is happening? Is he out of stealth? His stealth was somehow dispelled? This looks like some sort of weird bug. Oh, did I just cast Smokescreen when Wrecker was dead? Am I just fucking stupid? I think I am. Great. Great, great, great. I'd say that's making a solid demonstration of support cron plus fat fuck. How dare you? Man's got hands. All right. Is this support plus protection? This is support plus health because the health feeds into the protection up. Basically, think of it this way. Think of the matchup you're going into. Ask yourself, is this a damage matchup or a percent health matchup? If they're trying to check you on percent health, then probably I would go support plus protection, just so that obviously you've got the high protection to health ratio, and then the protection up would just like kind of push up against that on top. It's just extra value. If you are just looking for sheer bulk, yeah, I would go health broadly, just because it feeds so much into the protection up. And then, if you were ever an enterprising fella, perhaps you would consider farming some defense mons and apply those to said character. And then maybe if you're a fucking freak of nature, you would also give a character a relic 10 just to go with it too. If you're one of them perverts, perhaps you would do an R10. Or at least an R9. The man don't move. Gar-10. Brahma's Gar ISE is neither tank nor attacker. God, they actually don't have a good option, do they? Tank would force Gar to taunt, but he would not consistently. Like, obviously, Tank gets him to assist, but him taunting is not the goal. That's literally the low roll case. I mean, Attacker Cron, you might as well just Attacker Cron, right? Because it's extra 2 damage on attack at a turn. Yeah, that just sounds fun. Why not? Jabba, I had LS team support tenacity. I feel like we modified that. Oh, it was just, okay. Yeah, that was the one modification. Yeah, Jabba should just be on attacker. Jabba support cron is pointless. I don't know why I had that down as that. Seth Eternal, I had, I assume, Dark Speed attacker crit damage. That sounds correct. Next. Is this just C2 or what is it? There's like 2 random dark side teams. I don't know why this is like out of order. I mean, this is dark side speed attacker hell, so this has to be SLK. Next is dark speed support health. That's gonna be my attempt for Alvine. I'm not necessarily advocating for anybody to try it. That's just the ship is going down either way, in my opinion. I'm gonna try to be a fat fuck. That's my commitment. Bulk attack health. That is definitely JMK. That's a tank protection, JML. Okay, it seems like we're largely correct now. Just some shit was out of order. Ahsoka's on the list, but just doesn't have a cron down. What the hell? Dark speed support, hell CDCC. Yeah, this is Savage. Okay, so we're fine. It was just the one That's just a fucking spreadsheet classic. The one cell was thrown off, and that made everything else look weird. I'm gonna label it anyway, just because I can, since we're fucking here anyway. This is Moz. QA. QA2. Star Killer. DR. Bad Batch. Dude, Bad Batch support cron felt so fucking good, though. I had tank with high protection down, but I mean, look at that fucking record. Look at that boy. Support cron, when your tank dies, he can come back to life. I mean, okay. It's there also for the target practice generation. But motherfucker, that man did not move. That man just said, nah, I'm good. Thanks for the offer, though. Like, I might need to farm another support health. I mean, look, fuck, man, Bad Batch, they're gonna be happy with attacker, they're gonna be happy with support, they're gonna be happy with tank. They just, with a kit that flexible and with that many high synergies, you plug something in, they're kind of just down either way, I would say. So I guess it's really just a question of what you're using them for. It's a toolkit. It's why am I? This is the longest way I've ever taken to say it's a toolkit. The tool for the job. I've been posting them on defense just because I was like, fuck this season. They feel horrible on offense into attacker crowd anyway, so why would I hold them? I might as well just post them as filler. Someone tried Darth Revan and failed. Would support Kron have been interesting against DR? Probably not. The problem is in 3v3, you really kind of just want the tank Kron, because otherwise it's going to take the man fucking forever to come online. If we're talking support Kron. So yeah, maybe 3v3 tank Kron, 5v5 support Kron? Support or attacker? Or tank? Hey, what are we doing if I have a Bad Batch? Killing Honda would be funny, but we've done that. Killing Chimera would be fun. I think it's probably support Kron. Yeah, I think it's support Kron. We have a lot of healer Krons remaining. Let's finish labeling. Where did it go? Bolt tank protection, yes. Bad Batch 2. BB22, if you will. Bulk support health. Wait, why are there so few bulk support health on the lists? This is largely the 3v3 list. Am I gonna go here and change my mind? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Bulk support? No. Bulk support? No. I mean, okay. If Ayla Sakura gets me bulk support, maybe it is considerable. As a sign of good faith, goodwill, I will modify the team to this. Bulk support, I'm gonna be honest, this is just an aggro team. I don't feel a strong urge. Bulk support, it wouldn't be terrible, it just doesn't benefit the decoy, and I'd really... Again, we're playing this team in a very aggro stance that I don't feel like it's actually going to be that necessary. Damn, dude, are there just not that many places for bulk support to be run? At least not light side. You, bulk support. You actually technically maybe could. Well, not bulk support. Now we are saying support plus health. Not necessarily bulk level 3. Support health. Not relevant to Night Sisters. Support health. Actually, I don't hate it. I had attacker health down. See, attacker health is 3-3 oriented. Fuck, this is dangerous, dude. Three v 3 and 5v5 have very different considerations. Like, yeah, it's just Hux, and when Hux dies, you would lose it. And you're not getting crit all that often. I don't know, man. It's still kind of... Okay, the one problem is, I know, like... I mean, support Cron, or first order Crons right now, right? The taunt ignore, letting them do stuff like poke cat or poke snips, is very powerful, and the argument to stay on attacker would be to maintain that taunt ignore, I think. Now, a JMK player with his brain on might say, damn, that's causing me problems, JMK middle. Oh, no, it's okay. And shut that shit off. But that at least adds a wrinkle and creates more mobility in the matchup. I might still agree with attacker health, but support crown could be a fun twist. It would really... Dude, well, no. It would really fuck with JMK. Okay, no. It wouldn't. It wouldn't. Because they could just kill Hux and then shut off. No, yeah. Fuck, dude. If it was just permanently on... Like, imagine every snips and cat assist was just, like, +3 shielding. It would be so infuriating. Support health. Nope. You don't even have any in. Support health, we already talked about your aggro. Support health, not really. Support health. Plausible, yes. I'm a little bit worried about whether we want to go the health route, though. Like, obviously, feeds the protection up, feeds the tray up, bonus protection, but depending on whatever's being used. No, we talked about it. No, they are on health. Yes. It is a yes. Support health. Yes. Bulk even. I mean, Hondo support health certainly has some merits. Bulk support. Yeah, I tend to be more focused on balance survivability than... I mean, damage, of course, is good, but, like... Okay, the list is now horribly out of order. What the fuck is going on? Oh wait, no, this is. God damn it! Not. Here is where I'm supposed to be in. Gungan, LSTM attacker, crit damage. That sounds vaguely correct. Bane, Darkside speed, tank with crit damage. So the tank idea is interesting, right? Because it possibly means that Malik can force them to kill him first. It's not bad, right? Sure, Bane attacker in some spots, but the tank angle I think is interesting. Wait, doesn't GM get to do something really fucked up and funny and potentially? Where you could just bless Morgan and bypass the penalty for going heavy health since they can't percent health on bless. I think Grey Mothers is maybe support health. NS we did. Tarkin, I don't think we've done. BKM, light side, turn meter, tank protection. I don't know what to think about BKM. I mean, 5v5 is maybe different. In 3v3, you're usually on 2 attacker, 1 tank, so I figured tank for pause might just feel better. I mean, tank is decently close to Mandalorian lead, right? In some respects, except for the auto self cleanse. So I'm kind of on board with that. Is this a BKM too? Why is it just a random? Or did I just skip a quiz on accident? LSTM support for Maze. I would still kind of lean protection, I think. But really depend on what Mace is doing. This shit might make Mace more playable. Because Mace would be very happy in grind down situations. I'll put down health for now. Alright, the process is kind of fucked now. Let's try this again. Support. Support. I know this is all off screen, sorry, but I mean, fuck it, I can just put this on. This is more spreadsheety than I was hoping for. Not the most scientific or precise process. And yeah, this is probably based on the 3v3 list because it has more teams, so more crons, but now we're kind of running into capacity limit plus the strain of... Yeah, you know, it's not necessarily what we want in 3v3 is not necessarily what we want in 5v5. We're just gonna make things weird. We are past 30. I mean, QA2 and Bad Batch 2 would be like the standouts, but those are just like generics. So it's vaguely harmless. I mean, look, man, does Afra really need a bespoke? Can she not just go dark speed, support health? Oscar Attacker tenacity. We talked about this, and then I forgot it, and then we talked about this, and I forgot about it. What the fuck was it? This shit is driving me mad. It was Jabba. It was Jabba, I think. Who do we have down for Jabba? Oh, it's the Team Attacker tenacity. How did it not get in? Oh, it's at the top. I'm blind. Teehee. Okay, we did a light side terminator attacker protection that apparently is no longer on the list, but that sounds like a fine thing to have. Just generically. What stats would be best for LV, protection, or armor pen? For 33, I think it's health. 5v5, it might be protection. Look, LV, if your opponent has Maz or BKM, I don't think it necessarily matters what you're going to put on. Maybe I'm doing too hard on that team, but I would not sweat it. As I put for the team name. That's my LV builds. Am I not using Luminaria with JML? I haven't actually had many chances to do Luminaria just because I took her and then Attacker Kron Nation attacked. Luminar is broadly just a play for efficiency, and we're just not there. I mean, Attacker Kron, sure, I should end that shit, but I used like once of this last week. Although for spamming support crowns, obviously Luminara will not be happy with the protection I'm flying around. She would need to be more on like the JML tank protection crown. Would probably be fun. But also Luminara, dude, Luminara is so fucking squishy. And the amount of taunt ignore that was going on with all the attacker crown spam was like very fucking uncomfortable for her. She might just not feel that great right now. But as long as she's able to hang and chill, like. Although I did just realize, so healers aren't supports, so support crowns would shield them, would they not? That's kind of cute. But again, her base bulk values are just so low that giving her shielding doesn't actually solve that much. The woman just can't take a hit. Alright, the list is vaguely organized and modernized. We have more Datacrons than we have green marks. I have 11 marked down. We have like 14, so I'm missing 1 or 3. Support CDLSTM. Yep, that is marked. LS bulk attacker CD. This is not the QA one. There's no crit chance roll. I mean, this is kind of just the situation of 3v3. I would write down LSTM, 5v5. I would be write down bulk in a lot of cases. I don't know, man. For QA install, though, right? Both teams are able to take hits, but I don't think they necessarily need to allow it to happen. Nah, I take back taking it back. Tank CDLSTM. That's marked. Attacker CD. Yep. That is not new. Support protection. Yep. Possibly Bailing Crun. Dark speed support health. Yep. Had not marked this one. Take protection, yep. Dark speed attacker health. I did not have that one marked. I think that's probably everything. Nope. There is another. Yeah, this is the one that was not on the list. This is the NS. All right. And that's about where we left off. We are caught up now. Okay, we are mostly done with attackers. We need a bunch of support. And we need some tank. What the hell, Ben S88 armor pen? Are you talking about Ben Solo? You may think about BCam with heal and AP. We'll keep in mind that BCam does true damage, so AP is dead stat. Ben is special damage. I don't remember him still being particularly all that good, but yeah, he's 122. So like, not surprised. If you want like the abysmal characters, I mean the classic that we always talk about is $13. The man is not old enough to drink. Like, yeah, it's... And there are other characters on this list who perhaps might shock you. Let's see. Isn't she... Yeah, she's special damage. She's normal. Kind of 6 I think is the realist Marin. I'm going attacker Kron. You want to support Tian? But how often are buffs really getting spread? I want to attack her with high tenacity. Who else is a common one? There's someone I'm not thinking of. I know R2 basic sucks ass. Rerunning for a BKM that is AP useless with her. Yeah. The only way that you can increase the true damage is with the offense, and Ancestral doesn't scale with any except for, I guess, for like Delta. I would just go protection, broadly. Unless, like, you wanted to stack health in a scenario where you knew that you were going to get, like, LV dots to death or whatever else percent health have you. Anyway, there's a whole lot of stickers. I don't know. I'm drawing blanks on who the Terra Bomber pen examples are. Cal is the main one. Broadly, just some characters. I mean, there are some characters who, like, are strength attackers and still have Abysmal. Weirdly enough, it's been happening a lot lately. Like with the pirates especially. Seem to be a running trend. But yeah, anyway. We were talking to you. This is the Raycron, I suppose. But then I want it to be health. Is there a light side CD? No. Alright. Get him out of here. This man is insisting. Yeah, for Bo-Katan, I would probably just go like light side TM so you can try to be a little bit aggressive. Just like a fuck ton of protection, probably. Tankron, maybe. Well, but. So IG-12 is a healer. OG Bo's an attacker. Paz is a tank. Yeah, you literally can't run support Kron. I would probably just run tank Kron, maybe. Just to try to make Paz have a little bit more presence. Wow, 5%. You shouldn't have. You get your green sticker. What are you? Healer? Or you're looking for LSTM healer protection? This is the boss crown. I remember. Goddamn. Please? Thank you. All I had to do was ask. Green sticker done. Well, now we just have extra healers. Not to say that healers don't have use. I mean, there have been quite a few cases where healer ended up being nice to have. JML plus healer cron has actually felt pretty decent. Where did it go? Gotcha. Okay. Do we need a third healer cron? The value that I put on healer cron was largely in response to how oppressive attacker cron was. So now that attacker cron isn't as cartoonish, it makes me a little bit less interested in healer. It's not entirely useless though, right? It still serves a purpose as like an attrition tool. It's just not in particularly insanely high demand. I wanted to continue. God, you're a nice roll. Stats about thank you for Balin. Protection. Maybe health of fighting Great Brothers. The I'm good, thanks. So. Goddamn. Two of them. Works for me. Also works for me. Come on, man. Or the money you really have done. You could always just chip away at it over the course of the week. Keep in mind that your individual impact in CW is de-emphasized compared to GAC. So, like, is your TW going to burn down because you didn't, like, reroll 10% extra health at a TW? Probably not. You spread it out over the course of the off week. You will stay more sane. You will not burn out. Do we have the support team one? Yeah, fuck it, I'll just leave it. Hang the fuck on. Do we? I'm not going tenacity on my Jabba squad. We're going damage. Fuck this shit. We need to address these first. What ratio am I going for? I'm not really doing a ratio. I literally, that's why I did the full draft, is I didn't want to guess a ratio. I literally just made the list of squads and wrote out. So, I mean, the actual answer 3, 4, 4, 1, 5, 1, 5, 3, 6, 3, 7, 3, 7, 6, 8, 6, 9, 6, 9, 7, 9, 8, 10, 8, 11, 8, 11, 9, 11, 10, 12, 10, 13, 10, 14, 10, 15, 10, 15, 11, 16, 11, 16, 12. Okay, so right now I have written down about 18 light side, 12 dark side, I guess. This is like 13 and 9, so that holds roughly similar. Was lazy? How do you mean? No, you're like asking how much damage on the Datacron? I don't know. I'm not like perfecting the rules right now because I don't want to sit here making y'all watch pushing one button to look for like a 1% increase multiple times. You already technically have been doing that anyway, but is that going all on the one stat? For Leia, I have down bulk tank CD, so yes. I just realized this is a perfect 20. Not anymore, it's not. We are a few attacker crons too many, based on the lists. We are looking for support crons. And tank crons now. Potency on Java, you could. I'm just going crit damage. I mean, maybe you do a hybrid splash would not be a bad idea, since the potency is so high compared to tenacity. Basically, you just need to decide the way that you want to try to attack in us, and then either commit hard to that line or like do a multi-prong. Pretty much all the options you just said are valid. It's just, you know, pick your poison. That's what we were going for. This will be the main crun. Alright. I might stop around here. Let things sit for a bit. See how I feel on some things. I think I have to delete a couple crowns and claim a couple of crowns from my inventory. Or from my mailbox. Pretty dang good progress. Overall. Well, yeah, it's quite late. Alright, I think that's it for me. Thanks for hanging out. Good luck out there with your rolls. I really need to see if I can just like figure out a mouse macro way to just like make it push one button to do the mouse input. You can't wait for 3:15. Is that when the set expires? I'm very excited to go back to the way things were, but I think this is going to be a lot more enjoyable. I mean, we'll see. Right now it could just be honeymoon phase, but I don't know, man. I mean, this is kind of min-maxer's delight, right? You have limitless access to do exactly what the fuck you want, so this feels like a war of ideas. And that sounds fun. This is a fun diversion. This is a hell of a lot more fun than me fucking checked out of the game for 3 months waiting for 3:15. I was basically where you were at before. And now I'm like actually kind of interested. Now I'm actually no, not even kind of. I am interested. Now I'm actually like kind of excited to think about who to art on. There's no reason to touch this shit. There's no reason to touch that shit either. I'll leave it be. Just start saving your charge off currency, I guess. Might as well. I guess while I'm here. Man, the roll is bad. Fuck, it's the stats are all really fucking good, man, but it's so close to being a great mod. It's just we're like 2 full rolls behind stat wise almost. So the good point yesterday, people would invest into these crowns earlier on are now screwed anyway. I mean, I put a what I consider to be a hefty amount of money down. That shit does not really bother me. I know it bothers a lot of people, so like I still think that like look if CG I mean you like you got more rerolls. Cause here's the thing. Oh fuck whatever. I guess like if you have like 6 attacker crowns, you probably have more than enough rerolls. But you did get it per attacker crown. I like if CG could somehow just like give out some art mats relative to investment, I feel like a lot of tanks who are currently did I say tanks? A lot of spenders who are currently upset would probably be more chill. I'm sorry. This is so close to being a excellent mod, but keep going. Say more. The best hit, but it's okay. Generically solid, not really specialized. Fuck, it shows the protection defense speed, but the speed is bad. Extremely close to being solid. Bad roll health. It hit all on offense, but so close. You get your investment back, but now everyone else who never invested anything now gets the same perfect runs as you. That shit does not bother me. I would rather have everyone on an even playing field in a more interesting meta than like I spent $2,000, so now you're not allowed to balance things. My personal feeling on the matter. God, that's a lot of mods. Very close. I did not mean to slam all four, but I could work with this. Probably not. HPDS, but the rolls aren't great. If this was a right side slot, I might be inclined to keep it, but I'm trying to be pickier on my left side mud slots. I think that this is a ditch. The roll health is just all quite low. We maybe could have fished for percent offense there. Did not mean to up that. Am I keeping this just for sheer virtue of trying to find speed later? I started keeping mods like this, but the problem is I've never actually followed through on them. So they're just kind of occupying space. I do need better speed sets with like good. Fuck, dude, it's so close. It's so fucking close. Fuck you. I'm going to bed. Good night. What the hell?